The year is 1960, and this Series 62 Cadillac convertible could be had down at your local Cadillac dealer. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel that does deep dives on vintage and classic cars that were built better than the plastic cheapo cars that they make now. History, specs, design, and sometimes it's like looking at these cars for the very first time. For those that don't know, there's a complete walk around at the end of each episode, and you get to see these cars like you've never seen them before. If any of that sounds of interest, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. Real quick announcement, tomorrow is going to be our next live video. It's going to be broadcasted around 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be with the AACA Library out in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Tune in around 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then you could be part of the conversation. Ask any questions that you would like to have answered about the AACA. I hope to see you in the live chat. Also, if you would love to be part of the conversation, either probably next year, shoot me an email at what_it's_like at a lost and mostly forgotten web provider, yahoo.com, if you're interested. 1960 Cadillac model lineup. These aren't in any particular order. Series 62, DeVille, Eldorado, Fleetwood. Cadillac would offer the Series 62 from 1940 through 1942. World War II happened. Automotive production was halted for war production. They would pick back up in 46 through 64, offered in 7 generations. 1960 falls in the 6th generation, which was produced 59 and 60, designed by Bill Mitchell. 1960 did see a bit of a redesign, making changes to the grille, making the fins less aggressive. So let's compare 59 on top, 60 on the bottom, starting in the front. Front profiles are very similar and yet differently, and honestly, that's why we do these comparisons, because in your head, it's one way, but seeing these in image, sometimes it's different. Both have quad headlights. Both have wraparound windshields. Both have fender markers. Both have that Cadillac badging V in the center of the hood. Both have bullets in the grille, but they're done completely different. The 59 has 2 rows of bullets separated by a bright bar that goes across the front, whereas this 60 doesn't have that. It also looks like the 59 is pushed back some more, but it could just be an optical illusion. But I don't know. The more you look at it, the more it looks like the 59 grille is recessed more. Also notice the bumpers are completely different. The license plate bracket on the 59 is more straight on, whereas on the 60, it has more of a slant to it. The fog light profile is also different. The grille wraps around into like the fender profile area, but it's done completely different. Moving to the side profile. As you can see at this angle, both the windshields look very similar, if not the same. Vent windows are the same. Bumpers are different. Both have a very small or petite trim piece that goes around the wheel well, but it's only around the top portion and the rear portion. The bumper takes up the rest of it. Both of them have beltline molding, but it looks like the 60s is slightly lower. Neither car has rocker trim or rocker molding. You got that with the Eldorado convertible. Cadillac had 2 convertibles. They had the Series 62 and the Eldorado, both of which shared the same body style roughly. You could tell the Eldorado apart because it was oozing with chrome. The naked ones, or the ones with little chrome or little trim, those were the Series 62s. So check out the piece of resistance with these 2 cars is the fin section. Notice how much taller the fins are on the 59. And fun fact, a lot of people think that the 59 Cadillac has the tallest fins in the industry. That's actually not true. 1961 Imperial, I believe, has the tallest fins. I've never seen one in person. I would love to compare a 59 Cadillac with a 60 Imperial. For those that don't know, Harley Earl would start the fin wars, putting fins on a Cadillac in the late 40s. Virgil Exner would come along in the mid-50s and egg on the competition. Ford never really got into the fin wars. Some of their cars did have fins, but it was never to the extent or the extreme that Chrysler and General Motors had. Moving aft, check out these fin profiles. they couldn't be any different. The 59s are huge and they're multifaceted. They're everywhere you look, there's something else going on, whereas the 60s are more clean but classy. Also notice the 59 has a reverse fin at the back, which I never noticed. The rear profiles of these cars are completely different as well. The 60 comes to more or less a point at the rear, whereas the 59, at least not at this angle, it doesn't look like it does that. The 59 has bullets, which mimic the front. The 60 has like these really thin grill bars at the back. Jumping inside real quick to take a real quick gander at the dash and interior situation, which both are relatively similar. A couple key differences. Which one do you like better? Let's talk specs. 225 inches long, 79.9 inches wide. It rides a wheelbase of 130 inches. It weighs 4,850 pounds, which is around what a Tesla Model S or a Kia EV6, both electric cars, weigh. Price, $5,590, which would be equivalent to you spending $59,613.57 in the year 2024. Total 1960 Cadillac production was 160,840 units, of which Series 62 accounted for 143,610, and of that number, 16,800 were the convertible variety. Moving on to engine, only one engine on offer for this car, 390 cubic inch displacement, overhead valve, V8, 6.4 liters. It was good for 325 horsepower at 4,800 RPM. 430 pound-feet or 583 newton meters at 3,100 RPM with a bore, and bore and stroke sizes might be rounded for these. Bore of 4 inches and a stroke of 3.9 inches. Compression is 10.5 to 1, 5 main bearings. When backed with a 4-speed Hydra-matic automatic, that's right, this car uses the original Hydra-matic automatic transmission. 0 to 60 could be had in 10.5 seconds. Theoretical top speed of 125 miles per hour while achieving an average of 8 to 10 miles to the gallon. This car was absolutely incredible, even though it had some custom touches, which I pointed out in the video. The wheels, the tires, the halo lights. It also has the Eldorado back piece, which I didn't point out. But unfortunately, it sold faster than I could get the video done for it. This car was for sale at Classic Auto Mall, but with that said, they still have a stellar inventory with over 950 cars currently for sale when recording this episode. Be sure to click the link below after the show to view their extensive inventory. Let's talk styling on this absolutely gorgeous car. Just check out these headlights. These headlights look modern. They almost look like they have those halos in them. But just look at that divide there. There's a lot going on with this front end design. It has all of these little, almost like spikes, but they're not. They're all individual. I wonder how many there are. Also take a gander at this bumper and how it comes to a point right here, as well as it has a fin. And then right below that, fog lights and turn signal indicators. This bumper doesn't have any overriders and or bumperettes. Also notice how much this overhangs. Cadillac V badge in the front with a center line going towards the single piece wraparound windshield with windshield wipers that oppose. It also has fender markers on the fenders. Just look at that hood profile. These look like aftermarket Cadillac wheels or later Cadillac wheels with like Vogue tires. There's some customized stuff going on with this car. Has petite stainless trim that caps off the wheel well. So check out how this trim piece meets up with the cowl, external cowl. Vent windows, side mirrors are placed just in front of it. This car doesn't have any rocker molding. It's laser straight, this car is. I love the brake lights right here. Gorgeous fin profile. Turn signal indicator and backup lights. And it just looks so jet age. It has almost like a rear grille that mimics the front grille. The back overhangs just like the front, comes to a point here in the center with Cadillac V8 badge. And there is a little bit of a crease here, but nothing like it was in the front, and then it pretty much just smooths out. Okay, so this car's laser straight. So interesting. This is the gas filler cap. See, there it is behind that door. Never would know it was there. This door has a very heavy, very solid feeling door. This material feels like a leather material. It could be a leatherette. Also check out this brushed aluminum. Very slender armrest. Door handle to pull the door shut. Massive, massive door handle. Door handle to get out. Window crank for the vent window. This one has power operated seats, which are controlled right there by those controls. There is a light at the bottom of the door so you can see getting in. Coming down inside the pedal box down here, you have the emergency brake pedal, gas pedal. Just take a look at this interior. There are buttons over here, 4 window switches for all the electric windows. Also, this right here is for the windshield washer squirter, and these are for the windshield wipers. Here is what over the hood would look like. Here's what first person over the hood would look like. On to the button switches and knobs. The original owner didn't get that one. That cheap ass. Just kidding. Headlights right underneath it. There's a 120 mile per hour speedometer with turn signal indicators flanking on both sides. Coolant temperature, odometer, trip odometer, gasoline gauge, drive modes read, park, neutral, drive, low, reverse, left and right, air ventilation, fan blower speed, defrost with different settings, off, cool, defog, de-ice. The bottom slider is for temperature, clock, key/ignition, speaker volume, tone, and radio. Up above, there are sun visors, and they're massive. Bit on the slender side, but really long. Another sun visor over here for the passenger. Cadillac accessory mirror. Notice there is a cutout for the rear view mirror, but when both of them are down, unless you put them up like this, now you can see the rear view mirror, which is a daytime, nighttime rear view mirror. Well, there it is. All 390 cubic inches of it nestled under the hood, and it actually looks kind of small in this engine bay. No plastic covers, no BS. This has power brakes with dual master cylinder, windshield washer, tank, glass jar right next to it, power steering. It looks like it's a 2-belt system driving the accessories, 12-volt battery, and horns in front of the radiator wall. Generator, which is really funny to see because I think by this point Chrysler had alternators on all cars by 1960. In the comment section below, when did they start that? Because I remember seeing a Slant 6 Chrysler from the 60s that had an alternator, and I was really taken aback by that. Also check out the gas filter bowl location. It's located right on top of the intake manifold. On the positive side, this is an absolute looker. It's an epic car. Looks like it's moving while it's standing still. Great lines. Said to have an amazing ride. You could take you and all of your friends to wherever you want to go. Fit 6 people in this car comfortably. If you're smaller, you might be able to fit 8 people in there comfortably. It all depends. Against it, it's a big, heavy, and thirsty car. The dashboard doesn't really live up to the rest of the car, in my opinion. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. 2 scenarios today. In the first scenario, would you rather have a 1960 Imperial or 1960 Cadillac Series 62 or 1960 Lincoln? I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free. Pause the video. On to the second scenario. 1958 Cadillac Series 62 or 1960 Cadillac Series 62 or 1959 Cadillac Series 62. I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free. Pause the video. All right, now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to get both the name of the band and the song title correctly in the comment section will have their comment pinned to the top of the comment section. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below. I read and answer all comments posted. I don't say that for self-worth. I just say that if you post a comment on here, I'll definitely read it. If you would like to send something more personable, you can always send me an email at what_its_like@yahoo.com. Thanks again for everything, and until next time, toodaloo! Hey everyone who has made it this far, welcome to the after party. This is an uninterrupted, unscripted, untalked over. There's no commentary, I guess it would be a better way to put it. There isn't any music either. So if you wanted to put music to this, you totally can. Enjoy.